This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, guys, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we done with the JDBC concept, right? Any doubts regarding JDBC? Anybody? Is there anybody having any doubts? Guys, no doubts? All practiced? Hello,
Yes, sir.
have you done practice all? JDBC?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, let us start with the servlet concept now. The servlet concept is related to, first of all, we'll understand like it is web development. It's related to web stuff. What do you mean by web? The web pages we are creating in real time is nothing but like a web which are stored in a web server. Okay, the web pages we create and stored in web server and accessed by every client. So that is called as web application. So what is the role of servlet in the web application? What is the role of servlet in the web application? Servlet is nothing but it's a server side Java program. What do you mean by server side Java program? So far whatever you did, all Java programs are client side Java programs. Okay, now we are going to look into a Java program which is a server side Java program. Guys, very simple, you need to understand. In client side Java program you will be having main method, and in server side Java program you will not be having main method. Other than that, you will be having a life cycle method. What is the method? Life cycle method. Different life cycle method called service method. What method? Service method. Do remember, guys. Okay, if the program, Java program, contains service method, it is called as a servlet. So the difference between your Java program and this Java program, and this is deployed under the web application, web server. Web server is nothing but Apache Tomcat, Apache Software Foundation. Okay, and Tomcat is the software which is called as web server software, in which we deploy our servlet web application. So it will take care, Apache Tomcat server will take care the web life cycle. Guys, do remember. Okay. So now let us understand first what will happen from where this Apache Tomcat is downloaded. Okay. So whenever you make a request, by the client, okay, suppose there are many clients, not only one client. Let's take like a 3 clients are making a request to a web application. So the same web application which is deployed under the Apache Tomcat server. Guys, server is a special software which can deal with the application, web application, and it can deal with the client's request. It can make a response back to the client who will take the charge of all these server. So we are using which server? Because of Java application, we are dealing with Apache Tomcat server, guys. So in the Apache Tomcat server, there is a component called servlet container is a component. Guys, do remember, servlet container is a component. Okay, then what is servlet container will do? Servlet container like our JVM in Java. it will take care the life cycle of the servlet. I mean, whenever client make a request to the server first, servlet container will involve and create a thread. For each client, it will create a separate thread, guys. Why? Because if there are no multiple threads, only one thread, then every client has to go through the same thread. I mean, if first client make a request, okay, with one thread, and other rest of the other threads, clients has to wait until he complete and make the line clear. So rather than that, what server is doing, it is not letting the clients to wait. Okay, whenever a client, each client make a request, like you make a Google request, you make a Facebook request, so thousands and lakhs of threads are automatically created inside the server. Guys, this is most important thing you need to understand. Who is creating these threads? Servlet container. Okay, and as well as it will create two objects. Servlet container also creates two objects: request object, response object. Request object, response object. Why request and response objects it is creating? Because when client make a request, he may send some data. So the data will be traveled through internet using HTTP protocols. HTTP protocols are network protocols who carries data from client machine to server machine, guys. So the data will be traveled from client machine to server machine using HTTP protocol that directly cannot be read by servlet. Servlet is a Java application. Servlet is a Java application. The data sent by client cannot be directly read by servlet. Okay, so that's the reason the data from HTTP request is converted into Java object, request object, and given back to the servlet. Who will do that job? Servlet container. So there are two objects are created, guys. One is request object, the second one is response. Okay, request object holds what? Client's data coming to the server. Response holds what? The output going back to the client. Guys, do remember, request object is bringing the data from client. Request object bringing the data from client, and response is taking the output back to the client. So two objects are predefinedly created by servlet container and sent to the servlet object, guys. So like a JVM calls main method of our Java, servlet container calls the service method of servlet object. Service method of servlet object along with the two objects, request and response. Do remember, guys. Okay. Now the next point is what? Okay. How we create servlet? There are multiple ways to create servlet. You can use the servlet interface, you can go with the generic servlet, you can go with HTTP servlet. Guys, how many ways to create a thread? How many ways to create a thread?
Yes, sir.
Number one,
Implements runnable extends thread.
yes, two ways. But here servlet can be created in three ways. The number one, servlet interface implements. Second one, generic servlet extends. HTTP servlet extends. But we never use the first one because it's abstract. Okay. The second option is generic. Generic servlet is a class. It's an interface. This is a class. So better we go with the child. Why? Because if you take generic servlet to create your servlet, it also includes all the methods of servlet interface, guys. Servlet interface methods also included first class, first interface methods included in the second class. So better you go with the second way. Okay. So otherwise third one, we'll discuss about third one later, don't worry. First we'll start up with the second one. So what is the process? Okay, extends generic servlet, and override the service method. Override which method, guys? Service method. There is a method called service method which carries two objects, service request, response object. So this is the method we need to override. In thread you extends thread class override run method, but in servlet extends generic servlet and override which method, guys? Override which method? Service method. Do remember? Okay, so this is the way how to create a servlet. Look at this life cycle of a servlet, guys. Whenever you create a servlet, every servlet will contains internally, even you don't write the methods, init method will be there, service method will be there, destroy method will be there. Okay, and as well as in future you will be having do get and do post also. First we'll discuss about these three methods. So whenever first client make a request, it goes to init method. First client when make a request, it goes to init method, then it comes to service method. Okay, then it will process the request. If second client make a request, it doesn't go to init again, it will directly go to service. So every subsequent requests directly go to service, guys. Okay, the requests will not go to init, the request will go to service method. Do remember, guys. Okay. Now tell me, if I write a for loop, either I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. Guys, in this, how many times I equal to 1 will be executed? How many times I less than or equal to 10 will be executed?
Oh, 9 times.
I equal to 1 is equal to 9 times. Okay.
1 time.
1 time.
Yes, this is 1 time. This is the 10 times. I mean, only first time this will be executed, and then it comes here. Then next time onwards, it will continue these only, not this. Similarly, if you look at this, yeah, first time only init method is called. Okay, rest of the times service method only called. Do remember, when you undeploy the application from the server, at the end this destroy method is called. Overall picture is what? When you deploy first time your application in the server, init method is called. When you undeploy at the end, okay, whenever you don't want, then destroy. Otherwise every time service is called. From the service in future you may call do get or do post, guys. Do remember, but your logic should be written in which method? Service method. That is the way of writing a servlet. So we create a servlet class using extends generic servlet and override which method? Service method. Okay, do remember this. See guys, the first session of servlet will be bit tough. Try to understand. Okay, just be active, everyone. Okay, try to understand. From next onwards, it will become bit easy. Okay. Then what is this web.xml? After creating servlet, when client make a request, directly servlet cannot be called. Okay, you need a guide. You need a guide. The guide is nothing but web.xml. Web.xml is a file which you need to create with the same name. Okay, and all these tags, predefined tags, all lowercase. Okay, we will understand everything. Don't worry about it. So whenever you make a request, you will send a URL pattern. From the client, you will get a URL pattern. I mean a hint value of the servlet. Whether you want to create register servlet, whether you want to create login servlet, whether you want to create which servlet, you send that request. Then based on the request, okay, one name is collected. You can give any name, don't worry. But the same name must be given here also, third position. The same name must match here. Okay, so when client's request is mapped with this URL pattern, and this name is collected by the servlet container, and it maps with this particular servlet name. Finally, if both are matching, this will execute this class. This is the original servlet, guys. So this is the client's hint value, and target is this class. In between there is a logical name. Okay, this is what we call web.xml mapping. Okay, so these all we need to create practically in order to work with the servlet application. In the beginning, actually this web.xml is an old version, but I want you to give a knowledge of all web.xml as well. So then later we'll start with the latest version annotations. We'll eliminate all these, but first we learn all manually and step by step. So now let me go and build a application. How to build? Before that, I will show you how to download. If you don't have how to download, yeah, how to download Apache Tomcat, guys. Apache Tomcat 8.5 download. You just type this text, Apache Tomcat 8.5 download. Do remember, this is the text you need to type, right? Okay, or you can take 9 version also, no problem. I have, okay, whatever the way you want. Okay, now let us go and download the 64-bit Apache Tomcat from the official site of the Tomcat. Yeah, this is the original site, official site of Apache Tomcat, freeware, open source like our MySQL and Java. So scroll down, come here, download the 64-bit Windows zip. Guys, if you are working on Mac, you can go with the tar gz, Mac Ubuntu, can go with this. Download and just extract. Keep a folder, don't do anything. There is nothing software, it is not a software, guys. Like I did here, Apache Tomcat.
So your voice is not audible.
See, Apache Tomcat folder, you can see now. Just download and extract. Keep this folder like this. Bin, config, lib, all files looks like this, guys. I want this folder, you keep in somewhere. Yeah, somebody asked me question. Guys, somebody asked me some question, doubt. Hello. Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody asked me question.
So voice is not clear, sir.
My voice is not clear. Not audible or not clear?
It's clear.
Okay.
It's clear now.
Okay. So now see guys, let us build the application. I will show you step by step. Go ahead. One thing is you need to download this zip folder, 64-bit Windows zip folder you need to download. If you are working on Mac, you can go with the star.zip Ubuntu. Okay, based on that you download and extract the zip. That's it. Don't do anything. Extract the zip. After that, right click, new. Don't go to Java project, others. Just type dynamic web project. This is what we need, guys. Dynamic web project. Next, type here servlet demo and select the version 2.5. I told you we are going into backward. Okay, 2.5. Next, when you select 2.5, you will get web.xml deployment descriptor file, guys. When you don't select 2.5 and you go to advanced version 3.1 version, then it will not be there. Do remember, it will not be selected, deselected it is. So I'll go with the 2.5 version. Next, it was selected actually. Yeah, and finally, I just say finish. We'll get a project, dynamic web project. Say yes. See, we don't want core Java project, we want advanced Java project. I like a dynamic web project, guys. This is the web project. We'll be having Java resources, we'll be having web content to 2 sections, not only 1 section. Guys, so far whatever I did, if anybody would like to ask me any question, you can ask me. Okay, after this what I am doing is, you will find one servers tab here. There is a servers tab. Do remember, whenever if you are able to create a dynamic web project in your Eclipse, you will find a servers tab. It's mandatory. If you don't find in your Eclipse dynamic web project, guys, you need to replace your Eclipse. Do remember, go to others, select for dynamic web project. If you don't find, you need to replace your Eclipse for IDE, JEE. Eclipse for JEE is mandatory. First check. If you are getting all this, then it's okay. So now, right now we don't have any servers. I will attach a server, guys. So click here, select in the list Apache. In the Apache, you will be having a version called 8. Okay, you can download 8.5, 9, whatever. Select that version, downloaded, say next and go to browse, guys. In the browse, you select the folder where you keep your files. So let me go with the D drive. D drive Apache. Yeah, guys, my folder, I opened my folder and selected here. Do remember, everybody has to follow the same thing. Just say next, select your server, application, they finished. Yeah, these things you need to learn very quickly, guys. Okay, everybody has to do this setting. Yeah, once your server is attached to the Eclipse, okay, then you are done. Now you need to run the code. In my case, I need to do some changes. I will tell you why later. Don't worry about it. You don't do anything. I'll change my port number. It was by default 8080. I change it to 8085 because if I have Oracle, if you also having Oracle, double click on this, change the port number, click and change 8080 to 80 any other number. I change it to 8085. Then say select yes. That's what, guys. Now, what is your application? Guys, I am going to build a small application where I'll click a link and servlet will respond and execute that servlet and print some messages. That's it. When I click a link in HTML, servlet should respond and print a hello message or some welcome message. Do remember. So in order to design the web page, I need HTML code, which is I create in the web content folder, all HTML stuff in the web content folder only, guys. Right click, new HTML. Okay, hello.html, for example, finished. See, one .html file automatically created in the web content folder. Guys, web content, do remember, not WebINF. And in the WebINF, web.xml, do remember, all are mandatory. We need to follow the sequence. Yeah. If you want to click a link, you need a hyperlink. I already told you to go through hyperreference. Yeah. Go to servlet. Means when I click here, it will go to and hit a servlet called hello servlet. This is my URL pattern. Guys, you go to any website, these are the hyperlinks. See, this is the hyperlink. Means what? Whenever you click, some action will be performed. Whenever you click, some option will be performed. This is the hyperlink, guys. The similar hyperlinks I am going to create. So whenever you click a particular text, where should it go? That we need to decide. This is the text where you will click, and this is the text which will go to server and hit your servlet, guys. What is the servlet? Hello servlet. So now our job is to create a hello servlet. The servlet is nothing but a Java code, right? The Java code always plays on SRC folder. Do remember, SRC folder, Java resource. Right click on SRC, new package, com.web. You can keep any name, don't worry about it. New on com.web and create a class because it's a Java program. Type the name, whatever the name you want. Don't select the main method, guys. Finished. Yeah, one servlet, but it is not a servlet. It is a normal Java class. How to make it servlet? Guys, anybody? How to convert a Java class into thread? How to convert a Java class into thread?
Implements or extends.
Very good, ma. Nice. Class extends. Which class I told? Generic servlet class we need to extend. Generic servlet, guys. Okay, generic servlet. But why it is getting me error and why not the solution I am not getting? Because I need to import the package of this class. I need to import the package of this class. Guys, do remember. But why I am not getting imports even? Because generic servlet is not Java stuff. It is a Apache Tomcat class. So did you attach that Apache Tomcat server which you attach to the Eclipse? No, Eclipse we attached, but to the project I did not attach. Guys, do remember, after attaching this to Eclipse, you also need to attach to the project. How to attach to the project? Right click, go to build path, configure build path. Do remember this. Add library, server runtime, next. Select the Apache which you attach to your Eclipse. See now Apache Tomcat attached to your project. Say okay. After that you will find import. See import. Click on import. Error will shift here. Why? Because when you extend generic servlet, I told you need to override a method. Which method should I override, guys? Service method. That's all. Now I can call this as a servlet, guys. Extends generic servlet, override service method, which takes two parameters: request parameter, response parameter. Request carries client's data, response carries output to the client. I'll rename this with better names: response, request and response objects. Remove this green line, type your code whatever you want. Very simple. I just write system.out.println, guys. Hello servlet service is executed. Guys, look at this output. And as well as I told, I will write not only service method, I will also write public void init, and I will show you how they run. System.out.println hello init is executed. Yes, I will also write a destroy method, public void destroy, public void destroy, destroy is called. Okay. Yeah, there are three methods I wrote: init, service and destroy in my servlet. Do you think if I run the HTML, hey guys, always run the HTML if you want to run the project. Yeah, right click, run as an HTML, right click, run as an HTML, run on server. Guys, do remember this is most important. Finish, don't do anything. Once you finish, it will be executed on the browser. See, in the browser you got this output, go to hyperlink. Once you click this hyperlink, you are going to execute your servlet, but unfortunately you are getting error 404, I mean page not found. Why this error is coming, guys? Can anybody tell me? I have servlet, I am executing from my HTML that particular servlet. Why it is not able to find that particular servlet? Why it is not able to run the servlet, guys?
Register servlet in web.xml.
Very good. That web.xml has to fill. Open the web.xml, guys. It looks like this. Here in the bottom you find two tabs again. Click on source, you will get the code. Click on design, you will get like this. I need source and I don't want to see any code existing. I will remove it for your clarification. I don't want anything. Let us begin from the starting. Web-app slash web-app, then servlet slash servlet mapping slash servlet mapping. Guys, these are the basic tags overall. And in the servlet mapping, servlet name, URL pattern. Yes. Then go to servlet name. In the bottom, servlet class. That's all. Once again, I'll Control A, Control I, align properly. Yeah. What is my URL pattern? Go and check in the HTML. This is your URL pattern. Guys, everybody should be clear. Practice well after the session. by watching video. Don't be confused. Okay. I'll copy that URL pattern. By placing slash, you need to paste it here. That means whenever client hits a request here, the server will receive this URL pattern. Go and search here. If it finds now, okay, it will. Yeah, you can give ABCD XYZ, guys. Don't worry about it. You can give ABCD XYZ, but make sure the same ABCD must be given. So why should I change many names? That's what I am using the same URL pattern name here and there everywhere. Here also. Here also I used. Yes. Yeah. Hello servlet, hello servlet, hello. Without confusion, I use the same name everywhere, guys. Don't worry. And this hello servlet is a class in the package com.web. Don't miss this. Com.web must be placed before this, guys. Before the class name package must be there. Right. This is the configuration of web.xml. Now you go and again run the HTML. Right click, run on server, finished. Okay, restart. Okay, always restart. Okay, guys, if you prompt. Click on this, guys. Look at this output. What is the first method is called? Init method. What is the next method is called when I hit a request? Service is called. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll go back, hit once again, go back, hit once again, check the output, tell me, check the output, tell me what are the output. How many times init is called, how many times service is called? Whatever I told, is that clear, guys, to all?
Yep.
Is that clear to all? See, in the servlet, first which method is called in the servlet? If it is first request, init is called. Then directly it will go to the service. Did destroy called? Not yet. You keep on calling. I hope now you understand. We must hit always in the HTML, then servlet will be called. HTML through servlet. This is the process. Okay, when destroy is called, guys. So whenever server is undeployed, go to server. Yeah, there is a project, servlet demo project in the server. I will right click on this and remove this. Yes, I want to undeploy. Go to console, check for the errors. Yes, in between these errors, finally you will get a called destroyed. Because I destroyed my application from the server. Destroy method only once called, init only once called. Every time when you make a request, service is called. Guys, any website you take based on Java, okay, you are hitting always service method only. Okay, your code is written in the service method. Guys, look at it and ask me if anybody having any doubts. 3 resources mainly we need to write in order to prepare one web page. Servlet, actual code, hello. Actually this is very basic level application, and if you could understand, but don't think that this is base. No, this is complete high level understanding. I mean complete application. Means there is no complexity more than today's session. Do remember, guys, don't think that first session is more complex, so how much the rest of the subsequent sessions. No, today's session only the complex session throughout your rest of the journey. Do remember, setting up server, everything you need to do only once. The rest of the thing is only writing the code here. That is very simple. Yeah, but the same you can enjoy from next session also, because it will not be so tough from the second session. Guys, if any doubts anybody having regarding these 3 resources, let me know. So no question? Nobody having any question, guys?
No, sir.
Right, good. So just follow the video, guys, everyone. Follow the video and complete this practice. Yeah, I want almost everybody should come tomorrow with the practicing this application. Okay, if you come again without practice, you will not be very clear. Okay, so better you practice this and come to the next session, guys. Okay, now? And this is most important. Okay, otherwise you'll get, and the people who are absent, and if you know them, let them practice and come to the next session, guys. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll meet on tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.